That's it. It's over, isn't it? Yes! Evil has been imprisoned, locked away. The legends of old have been mirrored in our actions today.
No, we've done far more than the legends ever told. We've destroyed the Demon King's body. He can never come back.
That's right. And we have you all to thank for it.
And another thing. In that ancient battle, it took the might of the 5 heroes to do what we did. We did not have their extraordinary power to draw upon. Except for Eirika.
No, we didn't. We conquered darkness and restored peace to the land. Thanks to you.
I mean, let's be honest. Whatever power the 5 heroes had, it doesn't compare to our Valkyrie.
It was because you never gave in. You never stopped fighting. None of you. Not once. Thank you. This means we've accomplished our mission. I must relay the good news to King Hayden at once. Yes, I'm sure Father will be most pleased. Brother, this means peace will be restored, doesn't it? Shall I fly back to Freya and let him know?
There's no need to rush. I'm sure he knows. After all, we were together, and that ensured our victory.
Of course, Princess.
Looks like we're on the outside looking in, eh? Even so, the fighting's over. And that's something to be happy about. Exactly. Well, that took some doing. We finally finished the job.
We certainly earned our pay. Please tell me we're going to enjoy it. Let's go home, Chief.
Let's see now. Should we head back to Gehenna? I guess we could stop in at the guild and get our next contract, eh?
But the Queen's gone. I wonder what Gehenna will do now.
I'm sure it'll all work out. After all's said and done, it's our home. Come on, time for Garrick's band to ride.
Let's go.
Heads. Looks like I should be getting back as well. Homecoming time. Because remember, he was the Prince of Gehenna.
It's over, isn't it? The demon that drove Grotto to madness is dead and gone. I can't believe I was part of this whole thing.
War's over. So much remains to be done. Our country lost this war. The road ahead will be long and hard. That's true, and yet, it's a road we must travel. That's the burden survivors must shoulder. Yes, and we must fulfill the dreams of Emperor Vidgard and Prince Lyon.
Dulza, Renek, we've done it!
And a job well done it was, Princess Eirika. It's finally over.
So, it's about time for me to... Hold it! I gave you no orders to leave! I'm the Princess of Roston, lest you forget! I have many missions yet to fulfill! Come, Dosa Renek! It's time to go!
Wait up! Let's move, Renek!
The darkness... it's gone.
Yes, that's the end.
I guess so.
Let's return home, Lady Mira. Our friends and family will be worrying about us.
What? Hey, teacher! Where are you going? Wait up, I'm coming with you!
You did well, Ross. You're a true warrior. My pride and joy. You're still the best, Father. That's right. My father's the best warrior in all Magville. I'm glad everyone's so happy, but They better not forget that they won only with our help. Right, Naomi?
We all worked hard together. Was it that great, Cole?
Hey, don't start crying, please.
Oh, glorious light, were you witness to our victory? The foul demon has been purged from the earth. The ancient demon king was as powerful as the scrolls described. And yet, in the end, we were able to defeat him. After all, there's no one better than us.
Your continued safety is all that matters to me, Princess Eirika.
General, Princess Eirika, we can finally return to Rennes, can't we? Yes, we can go home, all of us unharmed.
I'm exhausted. I'd like nothing more than to laze about a while. Alas, we're not gonna have that opportunity, are we, Prince Ephraim? No, the reconstruction of Rennes is going to keep us busy. Keep your strength up. I'm going to need you in the days ahead. We'll be beside you through it all. The war is over. Victory is ours. Now we ride for home! In Ruston Court.
Ephraim, it is time. I must be going. I'm still Princess of Ruston, after all. There is much to which I must attend. Rennes and Ruston are far apart, but that distance can be managed somehow. If you and I were to be betrothed, that is, I wonder if I appear too forward. How silly of me!
In Carapelin.
Ephraim, I must return to Darkling Woods. With my father gone, much responsibility falls on my shoulders. Yet, I would ask, may I come and visit you from time to time?
At Rennes Castle. We of Frelia will do what we can to aid in the restoration of Rennes. If you have need of our assistance, you can come to me at any time. And another thing, it wasn't such a bad thing fighting on the same side as you. That's all. Day will come, though. One day, we'll see who is the better. As the rivalry continues.
Where are you going, brother? We've endured so much to get home, and now...
I'm sorry, Eirika. I must journey to Grotto. I just received word from Seth. In the south, within the Empire, there has been an enormous landslide.
A landslide?
Yes. Word is it was so great the whole cities were destroyed. They say the damage is so severe, the Empire itself is in danger. That's why I must go to Grotto. The people are saying this is Grotto's divine punishment. But these are the same citizens Lyon wanted nothing more than to protect. I cannot ignore their plight.
Yes, of course not. I'll ride with you.
No, you must remain in Rennes. Our country is recovering, but we cannot rest easy. Someone must stay to protect the realm.
Ephraim, I understand. I will take your place until you return. I'll wait for you in Rennes, brother.
I can always depend on you, Eirika. Lyon, I will be king. The type of king we often spoke of. Strong and kind in measure. An ideal king. The people of Renus and Grotto are under my protection, and I won't fail them. Watch and see. That landslide is what Lyon saw with the dark orb. But his friends did come and help. The Demon King was wrong. And that will do it for Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones, but we get these cool cutscenes. There's Princess Larishel, Valkyrie of Light, Justice, Righteousness, etc., etc. So awesome. And I like these shots, they're really cool. I like this art. And of course we get the credits. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't worry, we're not quite done yet. Please don't turn away, because we have the endings for each character that still have to be said. Now, some characters have paired endings. Their endings will change if they're paired with certain characters. We will actually have a few of those, which is why I pointed out. And they'll be different for both this route and Eirika's route, because they have different pairings throughout. And I don't know why, I guess Ewan, continues to study to become an even greater mage. He really took it to the Demon King, so awesome job out of Ewan there, Master Mage. And there we go, the Demon King, with Eirika and Ephraim. Super Mario Club. And then the localization. I really hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. It's been a very long one for me, especially since I decided to show up both routes because a few of you asked for it, and I always try to give extra to all of you, my great subscribers and viewers, when I can. So I really hope you enjoyed that. And then this picture. Oh, are you... My name is Lyon. Uh-huh. That's me, the son of the Emperor. You're Prince Ephraim and Princess Eirika from Renus, aren't you? I heard you were coming, and I've been waiting here all day. I've always wanted... I don't have any friends my own age. So, Prince Ephraim, Princess Eirika, what do you say? From now on, let's be friends. And that's when they first met. And you can see the turn count, which is a Fire Emblem staple as well, of each turn. There's the Fort Ringwald 55 turns because talking. I did a few of the things there. A few of the supports. Alright, character endings. Seth, the Silver Knight. Which he just has such an awesome title. You can see battles, how many times they fought, wins, which are kills, and losses if they got taken out. Seth returned to Renus with Ephraim and his fellow knights. His dedicated service made him the most trusted of the new king and queen's guardsmen. Franz the Faithful, and I missed the rest of Seth's there, but Seth is awesome, basically. Franz the Faithful. He continued to serve Renus with the same devotion that he had during the War of the Stones. His generous nature and easy smile made him a favorite among the people. Set my controller down. Gilliam returned to his home of Frelia, where he continued to serve the crown as a faithful knight. Silent Gilliam. His imposing countenance was said to strike fear in the hearts of even the most arrogant and brash of Frelia's new recruits. Mulder, wise counselor. After the War of the Stones, Mulder continued to serve the royal family of Frelia. His wisdom served to guide King Innes, as it had served King Hayden before him. Garcia, the warrior reborn, and Ross, his father's son. Father and son returned to Eid, where they toiled together to rebuild their village. Ross grew to become a greater warrior than even his father. When he himself had a son, that child continued his family's legacy. That's a paired ending. You can see both of the characters there. If it's just one person like this, it's just their standard character ending. Calm, good-natured thief. He politely refused an invitation to become a spy for Rennes, and returning instead to his hometown. He spent the rest of his days as a chivalrous rogue, helping those in need from the shadows. Nami, the tearful archer. She returned to her village and passed her days in peace and quiet. Years later, she traveled to the capital of Rennes as an archery instructor for their military. She never could resist a good cry. Arthur, Saint of Light. Arthur moved to Rennes to help rebuild the shattered country. He worked without rest to ease the pain and grief of those who suffered during the war. His self-sacrifice made him into a folk hero among the peasantry. Lute, prodigy. After the War of the Stones, Lute returned to Rennes to continue her arcane studies. She spent far less time locked in her library, preferring now to explore the outside world. She grew into a great and well-traveled sage. Joshua the Tempest King and Natasha's Sacred Heel. When Joshua returned to Gehenna, he took Natasha as his bride and claimed the throne as its rightful heir. Natasha was the perfect companion, and together they carried the mighty desert nation to great glory. Ford, the Wild Knight. Upon Ford's return to Rennes, his secret hobby of painting was discovered. He was commissioned as a court artist. His work grew popular, and his days became so busy that he often regretted his career change. Kyle, Ardent Knight. His service to the royal family of Rennes continued without change. He became a battalion commander and gained much trust and responsibility for training new recruits. Innes, King and strategist. Strategician. As time went on, he succeeded his father, Hayden, as King of Frelia. His resourcefulness and tactical prowess helped him build a court of loyal vassals that served to lead the country to greater prosperity. Graceful Serene and Vanessa, Dutiful Rider. Sisters Serene and Vanessa returned to Frelia after the war for a long overdue talk. They talked of love and war, of friends now gone. Together, they renewed their bond as siblings and vowed never to let that bond fade. Dussel, the Obsidian General. Following the war, Dussel returned to Grotto, where he was instrumental in its rebuilding. He spent his remaining years watching over Grotto and sharing his wisdom with other nations as an expert combat instructor. Null, Watcher of Darkness. Null returned to Grotto, where he dedicated himself to rebuilding it and fulfilling Lyon's vision. When the country was restored to its former glory, he disappeared without a trace, never to be seen again. Cormag, Aloof Lanceman. Cormag returned to Grotto to assist in the reconstruction of his country. Shortly after, he left to wander on his own. When he reappeared, he rejoined the army not as a knight, but as a common soldier. Larachelle, Queen of Light. She succeeded her uncle as ruler of the Rostan theocracy several years after the war ended. She never lost her unique perspective on life. She spent much of her rule visiting the neighboring countries. Good old Larachelle. Dolza, the steady axe. As Larishel rose to become queen, he remained by her side. Watching Larishel grow to become the queen she was destined to be was Dolza's greatest joy in life. Renak, rich, quote, merchant, unquote. Larishel summoned Renak back to Roston, and he was forced to return. He was never able to escape her service to the self-centered princess, who became queen. Admittedly, he didn't try very hard. Garrick, the Desert Tiger. Garrick continued as a mercenary. Over the years, his reputation grew so great that he had more job offers than he could handle. One day, without warning, he left, never to return. Tethys, beloved dancer. She danced from city to city, and the entire continent became her stage. Her fame grew and grew, and large crowds gathered wherever she performed. Ewan, enthusiastic student, and Amelia, the Rose of the War. After the war, Ewan and Amelia set out, as promised, on a trip around the world. Their deeds along the way made small legends in the regions they visited. In time, Amelia gave birth to a daughter, and they settled down. Marissa, the Crimson Flash. Marissa became battalion leader for an elite mercenary force. Many men sought to challenge her to a duel, and none of them stood up to her blade. Soleil, the Well of Wisdom. Soleil returned to Cair Palin, where he remained a faithful servant of the Manakee. His days were not spent in isolation, though. Many of the friends he met during the War of the Stones came to visit his village. Mira, the Great Dragon. After bidding her farewells to Ephraim, she returned to Darkling Woods. She lived a long and full life, served by the people of Cair Palin, and comforted by the memories of her dear friends. Eirika, Restoration Queen. Eirika returned to Rhaenys and began the reconstruction effort with her brother, Ephraim. Seeing peace return to the lives of her people filled her with happiness. Her smile became a symbol of her people's joy. Ephraim, Restoration King, and Tana, the Winged Queen. Once Rhaenys was stable again, Ephraim and Tana were wed. Ennis protested vocally, but when he saw how happy Tana was, he gave the marriage his blessings. Rhaenys and Freya are now bound by blood as well as friendship. And with that ends Ephraim's side of Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones. If you're just watching this playlist, thank you very much for watching. And please consider taking the time to subscribe to the channel and like the videos, at least this video, and any future videos you watch. Please click the like button. It really helps the channel grow, and it would help me a lot. And if you do feel so inclined, there are links below to my PayPal and Patreon pages. If you feel like donating or leaving a tip, that would be just wonderful. I would be very grateful. That'll help me continue doing this and continue making these videos and continue on my dream. So, please consider that. And the bigger the channel grows, the more help that I get, the more joy that I can hopefully give to more people. That'll do it. Thank you again very much for watching. And if you're watching the whole playlist, I'm not sure exactly what order I'm going to do these. Exactly how I'm going to do it. But you'll probably see something of Eirika's side next. And then that will wrap up the Sacred Stones. So until then, I'm Cendril 89. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.